So speaking of how it's going to play out, let's get into the next segment. Let's talk about keys to victory. How are the Ravens going to get out of this game? And I think it should be a goal every time we do these pregame things. The keys to victory should be a staple. But in this game, I'm going to start off with my first key to victory. And this is going to be a key to victory for every game the Baltimore Ravens play this season, because it's not been something that they've been doing recently. Keep the foot on the gas.
Ooh.
Keep it on the gas. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, because it's too often where the Ravens start off and maybe the foot's not even on the gas to start the game. And you're like, what are they doing? They're not even trying to be explosive. They're not trying to make big plays. And it's just kind of like they're going through the motions. And then all of a sudden it's back-to-back 3 and outs. They're down by 10. Then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, Lamar, do it. Save my job again. Come on. Get going. And then Lamar does, and then they win the game. And it's like, okay, if the Ravens can just it's not even they have to be explosive. They have to try to be explosive. Try and take deep shots. Try and get the ball to your playmakers, and not in really stupid ways that we see sometimes where it's like, okay, we run one play with Devin Duvernay, and it's fake handoff reverse. Stop doing that. Maybe run it once a year, not once a week. So I think it's keeping that foot on the gas, because the Ravens are so deadly if they can just keep on going. It's when they start playing conservative, Greg Roman's offense becomes horrible when they start playing conservative. And we see that a lot in playoff games where he goes, I don't really want to turn the ball over. I don't want to 3 and out. It's like, risk it. Throw the deep shot. Because if that deep shot works, even if it doesn't work, even if it's an incomplete pass, you throw that on the first drive of the game, the team goes, they're going to try and go deep this game. They got to back out of the box. They have to play over top. That just helps everything else out. Don't start off the game. Really am hoping, if I'm standing in that, MetLife Stadium and I see Mike Davis, B gap, Mike Davis, C gap, Mike Davis up the middle, A gap, 3 and out, I may jump down on the field and tackle Greg Roman. Oh, wait, never mind. He's going to be in the box. I'm going to go find the box.
You got to go going.
I'm
got to go to a special elevator.
Yeah, I'm going in there, and I'm like, I'm the new Gregory, okay? Let me in there. We're no longer running Mike Davis up the middle, okay?
Oh, man.
I mean, remember what happened? The Ravens, against Miami? It was like the first time they got the ball, I think it was Mark Ingram, and they ran out of the pistol, and then they get a massive play, and then it was like, boom, RPOs. And they were like, it was like, wow, RPOs? We haven't run many RPOs. It was something new. Let's get that going. Let's get those deep shots early. Let's get that doesn't have to be super tricky, but something that's not super basic in the first drive.
No, I definitely agree with you on that. I mean, it's like going to a fight. You got to throw a haymaker at least off the rip. You got to check that man's chin. So we had to, in other words, check the Jets' chin. See what they're about. See what they truly, how they're going to actually respond. I mean, in the game of football, it's all about risk and reward. So I definitely feel like, when it comes to Lamar Jackson and leading this offense, we got to come out fast. We got to come out strong. And we got to, set our dominance, especially, when it comes to that pass game. Because, I mean, what we've been known for the past couple of years, everything about run. Why do you bring in Keith? Why did you bring in T? Why bring these guys in to help these wide receivers to become better wide receivers, and also upgrade this passing game if we're not going to use it effectively? So I definitely feel like putting our foot on the gas early and never taking off is definitely a big key to victory. I would say my key to victory is making a statement on defense. Last year I think we was maybe like top low tier, bottom of the barrel when it came to takeovers. So I mean, yes, I know we're hurting. We're waiting for some guys to get back on that front seven. But listen, between Patrick Queen, Adolfo Wade, Calais Campbell, Michael Pierce, Malik Harrison, and and the rest of the gang, we gotta make ourselves known in that front seven, because that's where we win games. Defense win championships, and that's what the Ravens been known for. Our linebackers and our defensive ends. I mean, without Terrell Suggs, there's no Doom. There's no Haloti Nada, Ray Lewis. I mean, hell, when you had Peanut and CJ Mosley, that was a crazy dynamic duo. So you know what? That front seven has to, and I know it is the Jets, y'all, but still, this defense has to show like, hey, we are coming to play. We are not going to let teams run up and down the field. We are not going to let big plays keep on going over our head. You know what? Me and my brother back in the secondary, we got so much we got some of the best communication now that we don't have to worry about the back and forth, the arguments. You know what? If I jump a route, I know Chuck Clark or Kyle Hamilton or either Marcus Williams, Brandon Stevens, whoever is back there is going to have my back. I know that as now that I got Marcus back, now that I got my addition of Kyle Fuller, me, Marlon Humphrey, I can now play one wide receiver, and I can play him better than what I was doing last year. And maybe I can go get a pick. I listened to the press conference today. Marcus Peters joked with Marlon and said, "Hey man, I'll be glad you get 2 interceptions this year." He's like, "Well, just this year, just 2. I plan on getting some more." We all know Marcus Peters is the interception guru, but Marlon has now challenged himself to take his talents to the next level, which is being a true turnover guy, catching the ball and getting interceptions. So I definitely feel like making a statement on defense, getting those turnovers early and fast, and having that party in the end zone. That's definitely one of our keys to victory.
Yeah, I think that's a great key, because when you go out and make the additions the Ravens did this year, they first round pick Kyle Hamilton, second round pick, they drafted an edge rusher. Now, obviously, he's not going to be playing. Third round pick, interior defensive tackle, again, not playing. But then you sign a Marcus Williams, you sign a Kyle Fuller. It is very clear the Ravens are trying to make this defense different. They're trying to fix what they didn't have. These new players need to show that the expectations of, hey, this is the best secondary in the NFL. This could be one of the top defenses in the NFL. They need to show it, because the Jets are not the best team in the NFL. It'd be one thing if we were going up against, the Bills, the Rams, the Buccaneers. And I'm not trying to, hate on the Jets or anything like that. But in recent years, they haven't been, the best of teams. And so you need to make that statement. You need to go out there and be like, hey, we drafted these guys. Mm-hmm. They are studs. We signed this guy. He is one of the best young safeties in the NFL, and Marcus Williams. We've brought back Marlon and Marcus, who missed most of last year. Let's get those takeaways. Let's get the ball back in Lamar Jackson's hands, because we talk about this team is built on emotion. It's built on momentum. There's nothing bigger in a football game than a turnover when it comes to momentum.
Yes, sir.
The biggest way to shut up the crowd in an away game is the biggest way to turn on the crowd in a home game. You got to make sure that you go out there and you try and quiet MetLife Stadium, except for me. I'm gonna be starting the Fire Greg chants. We'll see if it picks up. I doubt it. But overall, getting those turnovers and just making plays, getting sacks, finishing sacks. That's been the other thing. It's like a sack is a big play. The Ravens, a lot of times last year, it was like, oh, they beat the guy. And then it's like, oh, he just escaped out of the arms. You're not going up against, Malik Willis today, or Jalen Hurts, or Dak Prescott, or Mahomes, or Josh Allen. These guys that are really tough to tackle, going up against Joe Flacco. Mm-hmm. He is not the most mobile of players. Now, he will run and take off, get a few yards. But if you hit him in the backfield, you got to make sure you wrap him up and you take him down. Because if you wrap up, he's going down. It's very different from some guys where you got to wrap up and you got to throw your shoulder into him. Like, that's Josh Allen. That was prime Big Ben, right? You got to make sure you're hitting them. Let's finish those sacks and let's get those turnovers. I don't want to see any tipped balls that go through Brandon Stevens' hands, bucket catching. Because that happened last year. I can't remember. Maybe it was preseason this year. but I think it happened at the end of the season last year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Just make sure you capitalize. Do you have any other major keys to victory? Obviously, there's like thousands of things that you can say, but any other like really important things you think the Ravens need to do?
I think using all the real estate. Using all the real estate on offense. And what I mean by using all of the real estate on offense, we can't just keep on working on one side of the field. We have to show how we develop our passing game. I know, everybody's like, well, we're a run first offense. That's fine. McConnell and myself, we have been asking for a balanced breakfast on the offensive side of the ball. I keep on reiterating it. It's no reason to bring in a passing game coordinator. It's no reason to bring in a wide receiver coach that has a great track record of helping other wide receivers become Pro Bowl guys. If you're not going to let these guys work with these young men in order for them to become the next group of Pro Bowlers, and also create a passing game that will put defenses in a maze, because right now a lot of defenses have not respected our pass game enough, and we have a quarterback that can throw the ball, because I don't know how many times since he's been the starter in week 1, he's been throwing the deep ball. He's been launching it. So I want to see us use all the real estate. If we do go for the 2-point conversion in week 1, I don't want to see a stack play. No, I do not. We have a whole left side of the field. We have another pass catching tight end. Let him box out and let him go for the ball. We now have our wide receiver number 1, who is now healthy, and hopefully he stays healthy. We now have Demarcus Robinson, who also actually has ties in Baltimore. His uncle played here, and he now wants.
Can we get a week 1 record break?
I don't know. I think
he's got to get 5 touchdowns.
We won't talk to that till we get our games back in Baltimore. It will be more sweeter back in Baltimore. So we got weapons. We got Mark Andrews, arguably the best tight end in the league right now. So let's swing the pill. Let's throw the pill. So that's using all of our real estate, showing how we have a true developed passing game. I feel like that's going to be a big factor, because it's going to open up so many opportunity and lanes for our running game.
Yeah, I think overall there's a lot of things that the Ravens need to do, but I think we got the biggest things.